Hi friends, hope all are fine. Our subject is information theory and coding. In this video, we are going to see what is information, can we measure information. So this is our second video. In first video, we studied what is information theory, why we are going for information theory, etc. Basically, information theory is a branch of probability theory which is used to analyze, mathematically analyze the communication system to provide an error-free transmissions, because we are transmitting information from source to destination. Our aim is to transfer the information with less error or free of error. So that we are using this information theory. So according to Shannon theory, if you are using a source with a source having information rate less than the channel capacity, then there exists a successful coding. Using that coding, we can send our information with less error or with free of error. So error for error free transmission, we are analyzing our communication system, and that analysis we are using different mathematical operations. So all that mathematical analysis is coming under this information theory and coding. So information theory and coding consist of so many technical terms, and one among them is the information. So in this video, we are going to see what is information or how we can measure information. So first thing we need to know, can we measure information? Yes, of course we can measure information. Then our next question is how we can measure information. For that, we are to understand that concept easily, we are considering two sentences. One is there is a meeting on August 17, 2020. Another one is there is a meeting on August 17, 2020 at room number 13. So look in these two sentences, we can say that first sentence have some information, but compared to first sentence, second sentence have more useful information, because first sentence have only when will happen given, but second sentence we have when and where will happen the meeting is given. So we can say that the second sentence have more information compared to the first sentence. So by looking the sentence meaning, we can say that which one is more useful information, but we can't measure the information, how much information is there, that we can again we can't measure that information. So it's how we can measure the information, it's again a confusion thing. So we can say that it is hard to measure the information by looking the sentence meaning. So what is the possible way? For example, we can how to sentence, there is a meeting on August 17, 2020 at room number 27, and there is a meeting on August 17, 2020 at room number 13. So these two sentences have some information. First sentence consists of when and where, and the second sentence also consists of when and where. So we can't say which sentence is more useful, or it is not clear whether sentence 1 or 2 would have more information. So such times we can't measure the information by looking the sentence meaning. So what is the possible way to measure information? So we can try in another way, in that we are counting the number of letters. So we have two sentences. One is there is a meeting on August 17, 2020. While counting the letters, we can see that there is 29 letters, and the second sentence, there is a meeting on August 17, 2020 at room number 13. So counting this, we will get 39 letters. So we can say that the sentence 2 is more useful. While comparing the sentence meaning, we can say that sentence 2 is more useful, and it consists of more letters. So something we can measure and compare by counting the letters, but it's not always true also. So how we can measure the information, the amount of information, how we will get? So it's again a question. So to obtain the answer, we can see these three example. So we are considering three sentences. In that, first is tomorrow the sun rise from the east. Second is the phone will ring in the next 30 minutes. And third sentence is it will snow in Delhi this winter. So by looking these three sentences, we can say that the three sentences carry different amount of information. So in fact, the first sentence, tomorrow the sun will rise from the east, as we can say that it doesn't carry any information. Why? Because we know that every day sun rises from east. So everybody knows that the sun rises in the east, and the probability of happening this is high, or almost we can say the probability of happening is unity. So we can say that this is not a useful information because everyone knows this fact, so it doesn't contain any useful information. But while considering sentence 2, we can say that it carry more information than sentence 1, because the phone may ring or it may not ring, but the information, there is some information, so there is a finite probability that the phone will ring in the next 30 minutes. So what is the condition for the last sentence? The last sentence, the probability of snowfall is very less in Delhi, because it never snowed in Delhi. So, and the probability of so the information in that sentence, it will snow in Delhi this winter, there is an information is there, and this information is very high because nobody knows nobody knows that there will be a snow in Delhi in this winter. So the information is very high, but the probability of occurrence of that thing is very less, because the snowfall probability of snowfall is very low in Delhi. So we can say that something, there is some relation. By seeing this sentence, we can say that it is interesting to note that the amount of information carried by the sentence is somewhat related to the probability of occurrence of that event. So we can say that there is a relationship. That means in the first sentence, the probability of occurrence is very high, but the information carrying is 0. And the second sentence, there is a probability of occurrence and there is a finite information. And the third sentence, the probability of occurrence is very less, but the information is high. So we can say that the information and the probability of occurrence are inversely related. Then how we can measure the information? This is the solution. So the information, the measure of information is related to the probability of occurrence. So we can obtain the concept of self-information. So in this way we can obtain the concept of self-information. So this was developed by Shannon. He is a great mathematician and he is also known as father of information theory. So how he arrived a conclusion that we are assigning a memoryless source with alphabet A equal to A1 up to AN, having the probabilities P1 up to Pn. So we have n symbols having probabilities P1 to Pn. Next we are going to see how much information do we get when finding out that the next symbol is A, or what is the information associated with the symbol A. So the information, according to Shannon, the self-information of AI is represented as I of AI is proportional to 1 by Pi. So in previous slide we concluded that the information, self-information is proportional to, inversely proportional to the probability of occurrence. So we can say that I of AI is inversely proportional to 1 by Pi, or we can write it as I of AI equal to log of 1 by Pi. So this is the way we can measure the amount of information. So the amount of information I of AI equal to log of 1 by Pi. So next we can see some properties of the self-information. So we are assuming two independent events having probability of A is P of having probability of A is PA and probability of B is PB. So we have two events, they are independent and they are having the individual probability as PA and PB. Then what is the combined probability? The combined probability is the multiplication of individual probabilities. But what is the amount of information? If we are having two independent events, then if we are combining that events, then what is the amount of information? We know that the probability is multiplied, but the amount of information should be added, not multiplied. So that is one of the property of this self-information. So if we have two independent events, then if we are finding the information, amount of information of the combined event, then the event amount of information should be added, but probabilities should be multiplied. So I of PA into PB we can write as I of PA plus I of PB. So we can say that our equation log of I of PA is equal to log of 1 by PA, or we can write it as minus log of PA, because log 1 is 0, log 1 minus log of log 1 minus log of PA is minus log of PA, or in other ways we can say that this negative sign is due to when the probability increases, the information rate decreases, or otherwise when the information is increased, the probability decreases. So that's why that negative logarithm. So we can say the negative logarithm is due to they are inversely proportional. So we can see some example for self-information. If probability is 1, then I of 1 is log of 1 by 1. We can say that it is 0. And if probability is equal to 0.5, then I of 0.5. This is log, here we took the base as 2. We can select any base as our convenient. So here we took the base as 2. So log of 1 by 0.5 is 1. So this is the way the information, amount of information is changed with respect to the probability. So we can select any logarithm, pick the one you like. If you will pick the natural log, then the units will be nats. If you select 10 as base, then it will be hardly, and if it is 2 as base, then it will be bits. We can see the unit of this information, self-information, later in this video. Next, if you are finding average of over all the symbols, what will happen? If you are finding the self-information of n symbols, then what is the average of n symbols, then what will happen? So that is known as another term h. So h is equal to, we are finding the average information of every symbols, average over all the symbols. So that is represented as summation of I is equal to 1 to n pi I of A, and that is represented as h, and that is known as entropy. So the term entropy we can study in detail later in this video or another video. So we can say that this entropy is equal to the average of or average over all the symbols. Then we can represent it as I of A is replaced as I of A is log 1 by Pi. So entropy equation is summation of I equal to 1 to n Pi log 1 by Pi. So this is the average over all the symbols. It's called h, or h of x is called first order entropy of the source. And this is nothing but the degree of uncertainty about the following symbol. So we can see this entropy in next video. And next we are going to see what are the properties of information. So basically there are 4 properties, and first property is information of a source having probability is equal to 1 is 0. If probability is maximum, then there is no information, that is I of sk is equal to 0 for pk equal to probability is equal to 1. Next is I of sk is greater than I of si. We have 2 symbols sk and si with the probabilities pk and pi. Then the information of sk should be higher than si when the probability of sk should be less than si, that is pk less than pi. So we studied that the probability and information rate is inverse to each other. And the third property is I of sk is greater than or equal to 0. That means the amount of information is a non-negative quantity, because the probability is always non-negative, so the information rate is also non-negative. And the last property, I of SKSL is equal to I of SK plus I of SL. That means SKSL are 2 independent events. If we have find the information of that combined events, then that will be the information, amount of information should be added, not multiply. So these are the different properties of amount of information. Next we can see what are the units of information. So the units of this information is changed with respect to the logarithm base. So if you are selecting the base as 10, then we can say that it is known as hardly. So already we saw that. So again we can see one more time. What is the unit of information if the base is 3? It is known as triples. And if the base is 4, then unit of information is quadruples. And if the unit is 10, then if the base is 10, then unit of information is known as hardly. And if the base is natural logarithm or e, then unit is nats. Then if the in the context of digital communication, the base is taken as 2. If the base is 2, then unit is bit. So mostly we for solving purpose we are taking the base as 2. So 1 bit is the amount of information that we gain when one of the two possible and equally likely event occurs. So that is unit of information. So we have different unit of different types of units for this information based on the logarithm, base of the logarithm. Next we can see what is the relation between different units with respect to bits. So 1 hardly is equal to 3.322 bits and 1 nat equal to 1.443 bits and 1 triple equal to 1.585 bits. So just remember this conversion. Sometimes we need we sometimes in some calculation we need this conversion. So 1 hardly is 3.322 bits, 1 nat is 1.443 bits and 1 triple is 1.585 bits. So these are the information and how we can measure the information. So to measure the information, that is associated with the probability of occurrence of that event. So this is the way we can measure information. So in next video we can see another technical term, that is entropy, used in this information theory.